Alright, this is going to be a bit different than usual. You're going to see 3 readings of SCPs instead of just the 1. The reason is because this channel uses AI art, and I do not support that whatsoever. You might see maybe 1 or 2 pieces of AI art, but that's mainly because we're talking about how bad this channel is and what's going on with it. So, yes, they'll all automatically get 0% on a score rubric sheet, but because the AI art, as well as they're not doing anything with the SCP correctly. So yes, that's what's gonna go on. I hope you at least enjoyed the video, and hope you understand why we're not watching AI art videos. I hope to see you guys next time on the next video. Item SCP-2030. Object Class Heater. Special Containment Procedures. Foundation-operated web analysis bot Delta-09 Laugh.stop is being kept in constant operation and checked for defects twice a week by a level 2 staff member familiar with its operation. When functional, the bot will search a wide range of file sharing and video streaming websites for 2030 and remove any manifestations discovered. Finding and isolating SCP-2030's point of origin is considered a Delta-level priority. Efforts to locate the studio where 2030 is filmed are ongoing. Description: SCP-2030 is an anomalous phenomenon that manifests as a television series. The medium through which 2030 manifests changes depending on the most popular format current in use. As of 2014, 2030 most commonly inserts itself into automated DVD rental kiosks, file sharing websites, and paid on-demand video streaming services. Prior to 2012, 2030 commonly manifested as a DVD set and video rental stores and as VHS tapes prior to 2003. Thus far, no reliable evidence that 2030 manifestations took place prior to the year 1993 has been discovered. However, 38 seasons of programming are known to exist, implying that 2030 has been active to some degree since 1976. The series title typically appears as Laugh is Fun, although alterations of its names such as Laugh is Life or Laugh is Laugh are not uncommon. The series has no corresponding box art. It mimics from other television series, often causing viewers to select it by mistaking it for another program. The show is a hidden camera comedy series showcasing candid responses of various people to bizarre, disturbing, and often anomalous situations. Episodes usually run between 10 to 12 minutes and feature introductory and closing segments that bookend the hidden camera footage. No episode to date has had an end credit roll. SCP-2030-1 is a presumably human adult male that serves as a show host, providing introductory and closing commentary as well as appearing to victims to reveal that they are filmed for a television series. -1 is invariably shown wearing a royal blue 3-piece suit with black and white wingtip shoes, due to the way in which scenes are filmed. -1 is only seen from the neck down, making identification difficult. It refers to itself as Laffy McLafferson. Individuals appearing on the show often react to the events that they witness with panic or distress, but appear immediately calm down upon the appearance of -1. This is true even when an individual in question sustains significant bodily harm or witness a particularly traumatic event. Additionally, most recorded individuals seem to express some degree of familiarity with -1, with some claiming to be fans of the show. Research into whether 2030 uses its viewership as a victim selection pool is ongoing. Episodes follow a particular theme that each prank segment it alludes to. -1 introduces these things at the beginning of each episode in an as of yet unidentified film studio, while standing on top of a bright yellow stage decorated with oversized geometric shapes of various colors. Episodes themes vary from the mundane, such as the beach, pets, and candy, to the strange and violent, such as mail fraud, arson, and terrorism. Dash 1 delivers a similar speech at the end of each program to close out the show. At the end of each episode, the camera pulls back and around from Dash 1's stage to show the studio audience, which usually comprises the individuals featured in the episode. During this time, the words filmed in front of a studio audience created in partnership with YWTG THFT are superimposed over the footage in white text. Research into the identities of the people featured in the show's prank segments has revealed that they are all persons who were officially documented as having died or gone missing in the year they appeared on the program. Thorough investigations into the deaths of 20-30 participants have revealed a number of inconsistencies and contradictions in the matters concerning the circumstances of the deaths. Additionally, exhumations of the individual's remains have revealed that all recorded participants' bodies are currently missing. The general consensus among researchers assigned to 2030 is that victims are likely abducted after their use in the show, with their disappearances covered up when possible. However, no concrete evidence connecting individuals' deaths with 2030 besides the show's footage has yet been found. I did know. The following are examples of pranks featured on the program. Season 24 to year 2000. Episode theme, Swelling. Individuals involved: Macy Gersham and Kyle Parker, hit by a hit-and-run driver on September 18th, 2000. Scene description: an elderly woman sits on a park bench feeding nearby pigeons with seed from a bag. Gersham and Parker, a couple, walk down a park path and approach the woman. Once the two come within approximately 1.5 meters of the elderly woman, a swarm of pigeons fly into the elderly woman's mouth, causing her stomach to become severely engorged and quickly rupture. The couple expresses great distress at the event until Dash 1 emerges from the elderly woman's open stomach cavity, at which point Gersham and Parker appear relieved. Season 21, year 1997. Episode theme, Margaret Thatcher. Individuals involved: Doris Carter, died of ovarian cancer on February 24th, 1997. Scene description: Miss Carter walks into her kitchen and opens the cabinet door, out of which falls a large mass of flesh. As Carter screams, the mass grows and shapes itself into a severely disproportional smile of former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Margaret Thatcher, with his head twice as large as his torso. Carter rushes to leave the room, but the Thatcher creature leaps onto her before she can escape. It extends her tongue into the woman's open mouth, and Thatcher faces of various sizes begin appearing across Carter's skin. The faces proceed to recite Thatcher's April 1986 speech on the bombing of Libya in perfect unison. Dash 1 climbs out of a nearby cupboard and points to the hidden cameras. As Carter smiles, the creature's tongue still extended down her throat. Season 13, 1989. Episode theme, Squirrels. Individuals involved: Melissa and Travis Englund, disappeared last seen May 12th, 1989. Scene description: Miss Eglund lies in the bed next to a male figure, presumably Mr. Englund. A series of high-pitched squeaking noises are heard, and Miss Englund is wakened. She tells her husband to wake up, but he does not respond. She places her hand on his shoulder, but quickly draws it back with a shriek. The skin begins to undulate, as though something is moving underneath. A multitude of squirrels then burst from various places on his body, quickly filling the bed and crawling onto the woman. She rises to leave the room, but Dash 1 walks in and turns on the light. He is accompanied by Mr. Englund, who has been skinned from head to foot but gives no indication of feeling any discomfort. All three share a laugh, and a segment ends. Season 13, 1989. Episode theme: Tracheotomies. Individuals involved: Gary Truman, Lindsay Truman, and their children, died in a vehicular accident on April 28, 1989. Scene description: the four sit around a dinner table, eating a meal. Mr. Truman begins coughing and gasping for air as if choking. As the others still begin to panic, a pair of slits appear on Truman's throat, allowing him to breathe. These slits quickly become nostrils, which rapidly grow into a full nose, which in turn becomes an entire second head identical to Truman's original. The second head then sprouts a neck of its own, and the entire process repeats. This continues until 18 necks and heads have sprouted from the original, at which point -1 steps out from underneath the table. Everyone present erupts into raucous laughter, including all 19 of Mr. Truman's heads. Season 37, 2013. Episode theme: Cephalopods. Individuals involved: Rebecca Nash, surgeons unidentified, died of complications in child delivery on November 2nd, 2013. Hospital records show no evidence of anomalous activity during birth. Scene description: a team of obstetricians performed a cesarean section procedure on Miss Nash, who is in labor. The team comment on the size of the child's cranium and the amount of hair present on it. Several minutes into the procedure, a doctor makes an exclamation of surprise and drops an instrument on the floor. Muffled vocalizations can be heard in the background. The rest of the staff begin to panic as the head emerges unassisted from Nash, causing her a great deal of pain. The child's head can be seen to resemble that of American television presenter Ryan Seacrest. The child sings "Row, row, row your boat" in a female voice as it continues to exit the mother. As more of its form emerges, the child can be seen to have a body of a full-grown octopus. Octopus vulgaris. Once the child fully exits Nash's body, it continues to sing as another head begins to emerge. 3 more children are produced in total, with the heads of celebrities Jack Nicholson, American film actor, Johnny Cash, American singer-songwriter, and Martin Freeman, British film actor. Respectively, all with the similar octopus bodies. Together, the 4 sing "Row, row your boat" in 4-part harmony. -1 walks into the room and the show jingle plays. -1 points to the hidden cameras in a room, prompting the obstetricians and Nash to begin laughing. The creatures on Nash's torso continue to sing, and Nash then loses consciousness, presumably from blood loss. The following is a transcription of a typical speech delivered by -1 during one of the show's closing segments. Season 32, 2008. Episode theme: Printers. Transcription. What a Friday, folks. We've seen printers that eat, eaters that print, and everything in between. Makes you appreciate that old clunker you have back in the office, doesn't it? No, printers may not always work when you want or need them to, but they sure make some excellent comedy. That's what we're here for, comedy. We're here to make you laugh. We hope you laughed. Thank you for laughing with us. That's what we're here for, doesn't it, folks? Come laugh with us again next time. And remember, laugh is fun. Good night. And laugh. Just laugh. We love to make laugh. Makes more for laughter, so as to for laugh. Laugh with us. Laugh with us. Studio audience joins in unison. Laugh with us. Laugh with us. Laugh with us. Laugh with us. Laugh. Laugh. And let us in. Video cuts off abruptly, and a blank screen is played for 30 seconds. Laughter and a soft, wet noise can be heard in the background before the program ends. Item SCP-024, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Due to its nature, SCP-024 cannot be moved to a secure location, so security measures must be placed on site. To conceal its location, 5 identical-looking replicas have been erected around 024. A tight security perimeter must be maintained around 024's compound at all times, with separate security teams guarding 024 and its replicas. None of the security teams except for team leaders will be informed of the location of 024. 024 must be secured with magnetically sealed glass doors and reinforced armored walls to prevent unauthorized entry. Under no circumstances can any security or research personnel enter 024. Only D-class personnel are allowed entry and strictly for research purposes only. All researchers are to observe and experiment with 024 from the remote observation lab. Any personnel attempting to leave the remote observation lab or enter 024 without prior approval from a level 4 researcher must be immediately apprehended with termination authorized. Should a containment be breached or 024's true nature compromised, then the entire compound must be destroyed via specialized demolition charges planted throughout the compound. Description: SCP-024 is an abandoned soundstage that was once owned by Redacted. However, 024 itself has been abandoned since 19redacted, and it is unknown whether its special properties manifested before or after its abandonment. 024 is located in the heart of Redacted, and was initially discovered when a group of teenage youths broke into an abandoned compound. The testimony of the lone winner when she turned herself into the police was enough to have Foundation assets mobilized to contain 024. Upon entering 024, visitors are immediately greeted by an anomalous announcer who communicates via intercom and is able to hear and comprehend the voices of people within 024. The announcer will inform the contestants that they are about to take part in a game show in which the winners will win fabulous prizes, but also warn that the game will be extremely hazardous and that the losers will never leave 024. It is at this point that the announcer presents the choice of whether to stay or leave 024. Contestants who accept will continue to participate in the game, while those who decline are immediately expelled from 024. Contestants that win the game or decline to participate may never enter 024 again, as entry is denied by an impenetrable invisible barrier. It is then that the contestants are led to the actual game. The style, composition, and appearance of the game always changes in every individual playthrough, but the game is always centered around a long, elaborate obstacle course that the contestants must navigate through. The rules also vary. Some playthroughs may only allow a single winner, while others encourage the creation of teams to win the game. More often than not, the obstacles seen in these games range from incredibly benign to extremely hazardous and life-threatening. As the contestants attempt to negotiate the course, the announcer will continuously update their status and actively participate in the game, often giving advice, conversing with the contestants, and adding new rules. As the game progresses, the obstacles become significantly more dangerous and difficult to overcome. It is not surprising to have an entire pool of contestants succumb to the rigors of the obstacle course. If such an event happens, the announcer will express sadness at the lack of a winner, and 024 will shut down, resetting only when a new batch of contestants enter. Any attempts to break the rules, such as assaulting other contestants and deliberately bypassing obstacles, are met by extreme violence. Announcer will call out the offending contestant, who will be quickly and forcibly ejected from the course by Studio Guardians. These Studio Guardians will immediately materialize within 024 when called upon the announcer and disappear when not needed. The contestant will never be seen again. When the winner is declared, he or she will receive a random grand prize. Any contestants that have survived the course but failed to win are immediately declared losers by the announcer. The lights are switched off, and the winner will immediately appear outside 024 with his or her prize when the losers completely disappear. However, the most mysterious aspect of 024 is that every game, a VHS tape or DVD, will appear in a mailbox outside of 024's main entrance. This recording is a complete record of the entire game that has been previously played, even though winners have claimed that they have never seen any cameras or recorded devices inside 024. Also, more strangely, a live studio audience can be seen in the background cheering on the contestants. Again, winners have claimed not to have seen a live studio audience while inside 024. Addendum 1. So far, the list of prizes awarded to winners has included, but is not limited to, cash prizes, electronics, various consumer goods, cars, collectibles, full paid vacations to various countries, debt expunged. Close examination of these prizes have confirmed that they are completely genuine and possesses no unusual abilities or characteristics whatsoever. There appears to be no consistent pattern for what the prizes will be. Addendum 2. In an attempt to track where the losers are taken, GPS locator beacons were planted on subjects D124 through D135. When the group D245 was sent into 024, the losers were taken away. All signals from the beacons were lost. Whether this is because the beacons were destroyed, or because the losers were taken to an area that cannot be located via GPS is currently unknown. Addendum 3. The announcer within 024 appears to be sentient and aware of events that take place outside of the compound. During the test group of D523, which consisted only of Dr. Redacted, the announcer instead engaged in a conversation with Dr. Redacted. Announcer's conversation has shown that the majority of the subjects are centered around pop culture and information distributed through television, implying that 024 somehow is able to access and interpret television signals, cutting all power in Signal lines, as well as removing any potential wireless receiving equipment on 024, does not affect 024 in any way. When it became clear that no other contestants would participate, the announcer kindly asked Dr. Redacted to leave 024 and just suggested he return with more contestants. Addendum 4. The studio guardians that the announcer uses to enforce the rules vary in appearance. Every game, just like the course, if they appeared, guardians will always be dressed in a manner that matches with the theme of the obstacle course. The only common attributes all guardians share are the possession of humanoid appearance, ability to suddenly appear and disappear, superhuman strength, and face concealing masks or headgear. However, winners have claimed that the guardians have no apparent shape or form inside 024, instead appearing as huge, shadowy figures that engulf the offender. Are you ready to read the last SCP of the night, Smokey?
Okay.
Is Jerry reading this one?
Item SCP-973 Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures. SCP-973's nature precludes it from full containment within the Foundation. Oh, due to the danger it presents, the 60-kilometer stretch of U.S. route redacted on which it is known to manifest to be under satellite surveillance at all times. Any vehicles attempting to travel the designated section of highway between 2200 hours and 4:30 are to be diverted to the detours at exits redacted and redacted by Foundation personnel. So basically, really late at night to really early in the morning. Trespassers are to be forcibly arrested and detained if the need arises. I'm just going to say, if I'm making any mistakes in reading, it's probably because my brain is half broken.
Fair.
That's entirely fair.
Description: SCP-973 consists of two entities. Dash 1 is a police cruiser resembling those used by redacted state troopers in the early 1970s. That sounds like it's very well built. The metal made it a lot harder from the weight-wise for cars like that to flip over, making them safer than modern cars that are lighter in weight and easier to flip and easier for people to die in.
Kind of like the car
That's
that I
nice.
saw in a video where it got literally tossed in the air by a loose tire.
Yes.
Either that, or they're like fucking monster trucks for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
The vehicle appears to be an an advanced state of disrepair, probably because it's so fucking old. Eyewitness accounts have consistently mentioned large dents in the door and hood, a heavily cracked windshield.
Let's
Not
see it.
that. Heavy rusting and loose rear bumper secured with duct tape. That sounds like a hillbilly fix. SCP-973-2 is reported as a Caucasian male in his late 40s wearing a redacted state trooper uniform dating from the same period as -1. Subject is described as balding, slightly overweight, and having a handlebar mustache. That's sad. I was hoping he was going to be hot. SCP-973 will manifest at night when another vehicle enters the designated territory, and it is believed to be triggered by the target vehicle accelerating over a certain speed. This limit varies, with the average being in an area of 80.5 kilometers an hour, which is also 55 miles per hour. But it can range anywhere between 53.3 kilometers, which is 35 miles, and 112.7 kilometers, which is 70 miles. No predictable pattern or connection between differing limits has been found out as of yet. When this limit is broken, SCP-973 will appear approximately 0.4 kilometers behind the target vehicle and will chase down the target at high speed with the siren and flashers on. That's very close.
Yeah.
Basically appears right on your fucking ass. This is accompanied by a looping message played on the target's radio consisting of the phrase "run!" expletive deleted. In redacted % of cases, the target will flee with SCP-973 in pursuit and will be overtaken from 1 to 6 minutes. At this point, data expunged. The remains of 34 individuals and 19 have been found within 6.4 kilometers of the affected roadway. Oh, that cop kills a lot. That's normal. The range of damage done to bodies includes evisceration. Oh, how should I say that on Twitter?
No
Twitter.
touch.
Twitch.
The no touch.
Or SA.
The bad touch. Data
Bad touch.
expunged. And 3 cases where the body has been damaged by the impact to the point that the visual identification was impossible. Oh, nice. 5 survivors are within the Foundation custody, all suffering from varying degrees of mental trauma. They're probably there for mental help. Good luck, Foundation. The recovered vehicles showcase heavy impact damage, both environmental and inflicted, and severe burn damage to the interior. I want to say that the damage to the survivors feels way too real, and also them needing a lot of therapy feels too real.
Yeah.
Addendum 1. Destroying the roadway affected by SCP-973 has proven ineffective. The demolition of part of the state route redacted in 1993 led to 973 relocating itself to its current position. Oh, fudge. Addendum 2. At August redacted, 20 redacted, attempt to capture and contain 973 fails, resulting in the death of 9 agents. SCP-973 is believed to be wounded, but is not incapacitated, reappearing 9 days later. First-hand accounts indicate a change in SCP-973-2's appearance, as shown in the excerpt from the post-mission interview of Agent Redacted. Agent Redacted. I can't really say. He just looked different. His eyes were red. I remember that. And his mouth, this black hole. No teeth, no tongue, just a hole. I was too busy shooting at him to get a better look than that, so he turned into nightmare fuel.
Yep.
Addendum 3. SCP-973's area of effect seems to be expanding, as does the window of time the manifestations occur. Security protocol have been adapted to this. Oh, that's comforting.
Yeah, here's one thing I'm going to say before we go look at the thumbnail. You see how it says it's written by D. Jorick?
Yeah.
Nah.
If you just go down in here,
Yorick.
they don't have alert D this time, but they just put the website. Don't credit the actual author.
Also, I have a very important thing to point out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The SCP Foundation has decided to take in these 5 people that were obviously traumatized by this terrible incident, which is a noble cause. But they won't help the cities upon cities of children traumatized by their bear toys dying.
That's true.
Yeah.
Even when the memories are wiped, the trauma remains. I mean, it's good they're helping the traumatized people in this case, but what about the kids?
Yep. Also, what do you think about the AI art?
What the oh, it's so...
4.
Just like weird-ass, broken-ass arm. Where did he get the gun?
Right.
That's
The gun
not
looks...
how guns looked in the 1970s. That's not how the SCP-2 looks. That's not how -1 looks. That is not how police cars in the 1970s looked. That
Yeah.
doesn't even look like a police car.
And best of all... Actually, wait, I think I know what the AI was using to base that gun off of. Give me a sec.
Oh.
New window.
Oh, fuck, I just realized something.
What?
The AI
What?
took 2 guns and put them together as one gun.
Did it?
Look at it.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
being held by 2 different handles.
Oh, yeah.
See, I was thinking it looks like they bastardized this. That is Boba Fett's blaster.
Yeah, but I can also see that mainly because the hand also... It looks like it has 2 hands on one arm. If you look closely.
Wait, yeah. Oh god, what? How the just I
want to get this off the screen.
it's so bad.
I'm just going
And
to...
we haven't touched on the fucking crime against humanity that is the guy's face.
Yeah. Anyways, we ready to see... Oh wait, I gotta do... Before I do it, I gotta do a thing. I gotta reset the bingo.
Yay. Oh yeah, we did get a bingo on that last one, right?
No.
What?
We got close, but we didn't actually get a bingo.
I'm fine with that. It's a good sign if we don't get a bingo. I got close to 0%.
But if we're gonna suffer, I want it be for good reason, like having a bingo.
Bingos are nice.
Yep. Anyways, huge warning to everyone watching right now. This one is AI.
And it's also touching P that has touching without consent. The bad touch without consent.
I'm also wondering if these are bot accounts.
They're on an AI video. It's gonna be like 90% bot accounts.
Yeah, because, like, none of them are talking about hating, you know, the...
Bright, I'm gonna say this nicely, but hate comments are typically deleted.
Oh, here we go at the bottom. First, it's not animated at all, so the name of your channel is wrong. It's just still images. Secondly, are these AI images you're using? If so, why not say so in the video description?
Also, that's 3 months ago. That's why it's not deleted.
Yeah.
They stopped looking at the channel. So that's why it's literally the only negative comment. It wasn't deleted.
I liked it, but I would prefer a bit more animation 2 years ago.
And alongside this, I think the other thing. What
Yeah.
am I thinking? My brain just died.
Wait.
Anyway, oh wait, that's what I was gonna say. That internet theory is becoming truer by the day.
I am
Yeah.
so upset because I just now found out something I didn't wish to know.
What?
So this is where Dr. No Sleep has been. If you don't know Dr. No Sleep, he is well known for animating horror stories on Reddit. Well known for animating them perfectly. And finding out that he's a part of this shit pisses me off.
I don't think it's no sleep because remember, there's like at least 2 people saying it's not animated.
It says right down here, this is where No Sleep has been.
Right. Yeah, that's
Your
one commenter. That doesn't mean that's where No Sleep has been.
Your source on this, in
true.
this case, is one comment. We need more information to assume that.
I don't think he's connected to Mr. No Sleep.
Hopefully
That
not.
was just a stupid commenter. They exist. Press play. It's okay.
Let's move on. Right?
Okay, so Dr. No Sleep Studios creates the SCP Experience.
Oh.
Really?
What?
Yep.
Just actually?
Yep.
What, the source on this?
The SCP Experience podcast. Listen to Dr. No Sleep Studios, the SCP Experience podcast with Dr. No Sleep.
Damn, okay, yeah, that's just trash then. That sucks.
God damn.
So yeah, no, this is what he's been doing, and it pisses me off. Because he was, in the old days, he was doing pretty well, and animation was better than what it is now.
And now he's doing stills of AI art. Okay.
Yep.
Press play.
That's disappointing. Like, when you know
this isn't even a video. This is
the last
still
couple of
AI
days,
art.
and the needle is coming down on E again.
I knew the voice sounded
what has
familiar.
To be done has to be done.
This is disappointing.
We'll stop when we have to.
It's just kind of like finding out when
the road
a Minecraft
flows under me
YouTuber
like a
you
river.
like did something horrible.
I can't remember
now
what stage
just
this is.
out someone
I've been
I
up
like
for at
did
least
something
40
horrible.
hours, and the stuff in my system makes the highway fixed in my field of view.
Well, listen,
burnt
at
out,
least it's not the stereotypical
no
Minecraft YouTuber thing to have done.
Just the charcoal line that draws me forward.
That's one thing I was going to mention. I think I really see now, like, aside from ethical concerns, why you decided that we would just not look at the AI videos from, like, the other larger channel that this guy did.
Yeah.
Because, you see, with the other things, we make fun, and we suffer, and we play up how bad the other stuff is. But at the end of the day, the other animations, someone actually took time and effort out of their day to try to make something entertaining.
Yep.
They failed, and we mock them for their failure, but they still tried, and fundamentally, that's somewhat admirable. This isn't that. This is an affront to anything even remotely associated with SCP, with artistry, with a desire to put something of worth into the world. No one did this for the artistry to do something. No one did this to entertain people truly. There is no reason to create something like this except to try to squeeze money out of the lowest common denominator. I can't with my delirium from all that we've watched today, I can't properly articulate just how disgusted I am watching this one video and listening to this.
Yeah.
I would not be able to stomach an entire channel of just this.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I decided not to go for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know everyone's feelings at heart.
So,
Even I
point
have
being,
limits.
yeah, point being, fundamentally, like, we make fun. But at the core of most of, like, every other video I feel that I've been here to watch, that I think has popped up, at the core of it, even if it was misguided, even if the person was really fucked up with how they did it, even if the person was just a straight up dickhead, all of the other videos, to some degree, had effort put in to try to entertain an audience. This didn't. The best thing about it is the voice acting. And even then, it was probably recorded in an afternoon and shipped out on the content slop farm.
Yeah. That's one thing that hurts me, because when I started watching Doctor No Sleep, it was like around 2012 or so. And back then, they were one of the biggest horror animation channels. Now they just fell from grace.
They just noticed that, hey, it's easier to skim money off of the lowest common denominator by punching some prompts into an AI generator, smacking that into our timeline, and mass producing this shit. That's fair, Jiri.
Yeah, that's fair.
This video and the next video that's pure AI does not deserve the respect of a rating.
Oh, well,
I'm
gonna say this right now. Something that might cheer you up. As of 2 days ago, his video of 3 Chernobyl horror stories animated. That's good animation and everything. Only received 26,000 views, when on average from a couple years ago he would receive 351,000.
Yeah, he's tanking.
Yeah, he tanked.
He's probably tanking because people know he also does things like this.
Yeah.
Yep. So
and he goddamn deserves it.
Yep.
I have nothing but contempt for this shit. I say that we just forego trying to look at these 2 AI videos, just slash them from the record. They don't deserve to be rated. They don't deserve to be treated like anything other than the schlock that they are.
I think we should at least just rate them all 4 across the board, because what we see right here, they're basically just tearing into the SCP itself, like doing things it wouldn't do, stuff like that.
And honestly,
yeah,
I'm still so upset they spoke about John Candy like a passing fat joke.
So
yeah.
Luckily, this is the only one that actually fully just uses only AI in the video that I have seen. So think
wait, you're saying that this video is the only one, or just this
channel.
SCP content farm?
This channel.
And like the other one. Okay, that's good. So the other content farms that we're going to look at, there's something put into them.
Yeah, there's actual effort put into it. So
there's some amount of effort. Like, let it never be said that I detest, like, genuinely, never let it be said that I detest any of the other content farms that we looked at. Because that's a sort of term that I'm not going to use outside of something like this.
Yeah.
This does not deserve any recognition. Anything.
I agree with you. Like, hold on. Let me actually do something real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me show you. Doctor No. Sleep. Let me see something. Let's see. Yeah, the one that says 163,000. Look, actual animation effort.
Journal entry 12, June 16. Patches of
That's
inflamed
just the
red on the
voice.
abdomen.
Yeah.
I recalled its teeth,
See, there's
the
actual
sharpness of
animation
them,
effort.
the brown coloring, and the way they seem to be permanent.
It's higher quality too, much higher.
This is just sad.
Yeah, he fell
he
from
just
grace.
He just decided, you know what? I need to try to mass produce more money arbitrarily while I make some actual art. So let's just
Yep.
spew out AI slop.
And
Because
now,
that's what the internet needed right now.
yep, and it looks like the internet didn't forget. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it does.
The internet did good.
Yeah.
So we're just
John
gonna
Candy was a
preempt.
good person. Jesus fuck. Why didn't he use a fat bad person?
Who knows?
I mean, it would have been fat phobic either way, but at least
It could have said Harvey Weinstein.
yeah.
Are we gonna preemptively rate the other two that are just AI with zeros as well?
Please do it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
I'm so upset.
I knew they were gonna be bad, I just didn't think it would be this bad.
It's less that, that's the thing. It's like, how do you even put on a scale
Right.
something like this? Like, how can you, when we're looking at something that's bad and good, we're still generally looking at something that put effort in.
Yeah.
This is just an aberration.
Yeah, but you can see right here, like, when they first started, they were getting, like, close to 50. Like, the train at 267,000 views. Then you go to the AI one, and you just see a decrease, a decrease, a decrease.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely satisfying to see.
Yeah.
That is very nice to see.
So they were doing well until this.
Yeah. It's just,
Yeah.